Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali. I'm busy writing, so I don't have time to come up here as often as I would even like to. And it's a wonderful strengthening to just ignore the distractions and recognize they're only as powerful over our psyche as we permit them to be. And because it is a strategized attack to make sure we all remain as mindless as this fool Sukihana psychopath is. I wouldn't call her full on. Well, she's endangering children, so that would be a psychopath, but she's definitely a sociopath. But they want us to remain as clueless as this poor woman is. This is a scene that I got from our beloved brother, Unmute Me 2.0, on his Instagram account, where she was talking. This is actually on camera. And I refuse to play it because I'd have to beep out nearly the entire little blurb she stated, where she's like up in London to get her nether regions taken care of and to take care of a man's nether regions. And she just announces it outright. I don't give a damn about the Becky behind her looking shocked, because what white people think is of no consequence. Sukihana is thoroughly emotionally destroyed, but she is a feature of all nations where you have the overwhelming percentage of the population that's going to be surface thinkers, superficial, that's the word for it also, but I like to specialize the category as surface thinkers because most people, you're born and life goes by real quick. And the older you get, the more you know that's the case. And you barely have time to get your lifelong sustenance together, source of sustenance, to then ponder the details of life, why you practice the traditions you do, if there's anything deeper of consequence to the fact that you're breathing. Most persons are not going to ponder that in any nation, not just black ones. And what troubles me about Sukihana is that she is from us, she is of us, and thereby, because the entire world gets its jollies off of hating us, they don't see Sukihana as a desperate, pitiful entity who has admitted on public she sold her soul to the devil. It's really not that big. You just agree to do whatever these people say you should do, and you will do whatever in order just to get some wealth. And so when they see Sukihana, they see, because they want to see, all black women. They don't see a surface thinker, which they are overpopulated with: white, Asian, whatever, Hispanic, super surface thinkers, because that's why we, as the original, as the chosen people, are so dysfunctional at this point. I'm not saying it's not possible for us to have imperfections. We all have them. We don't need any white people around to not be perfect. However, there would be no people on the planet if we were as dysfunctional as Sukihana. On average, as our nature, it is they who have rolled in, wiped out whole populations of people, and then they have the nerve to look at the result with horror on their faces, like the Becky standing off to the side. That's why I don't give a damn what they have to say about us, because I got so overwhelmed with researching just how many murders they've committed against each other, that I had a nightmare. All I needed was to have one nightmare. I never have nightmares. And I was done. And I'll try to look at another murder documentary, and I find it so disturbing. I know that I see humanity in everybody, in every race, everywhere. But if you are dysfunctional to the point where you're destroying the entire daggone planet, and you want to walk around acting like you are better than everybody else, then I'm not just here to call out Sukihana. I'm here to call out the reality that when the macro society is out of its goddamn mind, where if you're going to destroy the only planet we have, you are a cancer. You are a cancer. Right? I'm not here just coming after Sukihana. I am doing my best to assist in snapping those of us intelligent enough to have started asking questions about the macro society that Sukihana is incapable of doing, so that we can start asking questions, getting the warning out of what these devils are doing to our planet. So that's why I have this here, and I don't know how I'm going to figure out the title, but somehow or another I'm going to put on there, please don't blame Sukihana for all the dead fish, okay? Something. But Oregon salmon populations improving. First off, the wording of the title is obfuscating so that you can be confused and not recognize that the salmon, the entire species of salmon fish, is being obliterated off the planet. Oregon salmon populations improving? No, they're not. In the story, when you read each year, the levels of fish that these commercial, fisheries find is going down substantially. Despite roughly $9 billion in taxpayer money spent over 4 decades, the study's author said he could not find evidence of an increase in wild fish. So what the hell do you mean it's improving? How is that like a complete contrast from because they figure most people are surface thinkers. They're just going to read the headline. And they're surely not going to do all the research that I do about the details of man-made radiation. And it's difficult. Once someone is dedicated to surface thinking, it is damn difficult to snap them out of it. Because I knew from understanding what man-made radiation is and seeing the National Oceanic Atmospheric Agency's projection maps of just how much freaking radiation hit the West Coast from documenting the outbreak of various ailments on the West Coast, including flaccid myelitis, which happened the way that radiation works. First, it attacks the children. They're the most vulnerable. So suddenly children were just becoming completely paralyzed. Just like the sailors, it will affect grown-ups if they get enough of it. And that all started off on the West Coast. But they've covered up that story, even though the numbers are increasing because the radiation is increasing. But they don't talk about that. And so I've been keeping records and documenting because I knew no matter what, they were going to have to find a way to evacuate the West Coast. And that's what it has proven to be. I was warning people, black people. I said, do not accept those radioactive reparations. And so now on the West Coast, near your Oregon's on the West Coast, where the salmon are all disappearing, where 9 billion crabs are missing, along with anybody with a large platform who's black reporting a single word about it, except for Mad Black TV. Thank you, brother. But the West Coast is where Dana Durnford in his boat went up and has just been proven there ain't a damn thing pretty much living. Up in Vancouver Island, British Columbia, ain't nothing alive there because the radiation from Fukushima was and continues to be such an extraordinary deluge. It's been an aberration in the history of man-made radiation. It all was killing us. We just didn't recognize it before. Most of us, I was surface thinking through when Chernobyl popped off. I was doing, as far as radiation goes, serious, just surface thinking. Thank God, I've always questioned things. And when I met Dr. Z, he just put so much data before me. I said, ooh, I'm better keep an eye on these devils. Okay? Sukihana ain't going to do that. Sukihana ain't going to see that all the businesses in California pretty much are moving out. And the people are moving out too. Because that's what they want. They want an evacuation. But who they inviting in with reparations? Black you and me. And once the waters are poisoned, even the aqua farms, the fish farms, they're not going to be able to produce. Agriculture production growth forecast to slow 40% over the next decade. Their scientists already said it's going to be like, I think, 1/3 of all the life in all the oceans is going to be dead by the end of the century. That's not just common pollution, right? Because pollution is ubiquitous. The Industrial Revolution started back in the 1800s. But this precipitous decline only started with the introduction of nuclear reactors. These are things that a fool like this, Sukihana, she ain't gonna know. I call her a fool because she's vicious. There's enough sanity out there that she knows. She knows she's vile. That's why she did this video here where she was so upset. There was one black man who said that he could, I can't use her language, but he could rock with Sukihana. And then she refers to all us black women as female dogs. Just across the board, she has no ability to comprehend or analyze. Her response was one of pain when she saw how many black women were horrified by her. I'm just like, black women in London, you are in grave danger because of Sukihana on up in there, because they will use her as just a new stereotype for all of us. I said, we sisters, we're being set up. We're being set up just like the brothers were set up with hip hop so that they could transform our reputation as black people. There was a time when people just automatically thought we were so honest. We were so upright. They had to transform that in order to set it up to genocide us with absolutely no white guilt. Right? Well, they're putting chicks like this up because I know Sukihana, she's desperate. She's desperate for fame because she thinks it's some kind of power. And when you're dealing with a radioactive planet, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing if you give a damn about your children, which all through this video she swears she does because she's giving them money. That will not keep alpha, beta, plutonium, cesium skies. Were you in London when them cesium skies rained down from the Canadian fires? Right? It doesn't matter because you still, wherever you go, you getting some isotope. Look it up, Suki. You so damn powerful with your money. Okay? And so through this video, she swears she protecting her children. No, she's not. They're eating the radiation because there would be no way in a million years that she would have a freaking clue because she's a concentrated, compacted surface thinker. And I'm highlighting her because of another person who, in my firm conclusion, is a deliberate gatekeeper. And here he is giving her a morsel of, I know his credibility is fake as heck and he's really worn out his bridges in many ways, but he still brings a false mantle of education, of pro-blackness, and he's lending that to her in a photograph. That's the only reason why I'm coming here talking about that chick, because this dude, Dr. Umar Johnson, whatever he calls his other last name, it doesn't matter to me because he doesn't mean it, right? hugging up on this vile woman who had a child in her video with, I don't know if it was her or one of her dancers, twerking in front of the child. Little boy. God, that just broke my heart. So that they could make it seem like we black women want to endanger our children when she ain't doing nothing but worshiping the macro society of degenerates. Journalism professor claims children should be exposed to what? What? I don't even want to say it. It's so vile. But I saw this coming out of Germany years and years and years back. You got friggin' penis parks up in there. Right? This is them. And this is us when we are desperate for their concepts of what success is. Because Sukihana might even sit up and say, I don't care about no white women. Right? And she would not be lying, but she sure cares about white concepts. That's where the genocide gets a full force, gates open allowance. And because she has an idea that just having money is some sort of sign of morality, sign of wisdom, sign of intelligence. Ain't nothing but a sign on your tombstone. Reminds me of this picture right here, which I made a meme of. I think was on one of the channels they took down. But this man walks down the road in a UK street every single day like that. Do you think that they are putting him in jail and saying, no, you can't do that? Of course not. Don't let me go to the nude bikers. Right? So what the hell is this? You having a conversation with a woman who needs to be in deep, triple pro-black therapy to snap her out of it? Because, oh my God, it's possible with us because we are an amazing people. We love the truth. Right? But they've talked us into loving money so much that we will deliberately ignore the truth, thinking that that is some sort of status when the planet's all killed, dead, ain't nothing. If there's nothing alive in the oceans, ain't no oxygen in the air. Right? How's your money gonna fix that if you ain't got a brain attached to what you do with it? And so here's Johnson up here having a conversation with this plastic chick who she just added. I see she got friggin' dimples added into her face. She can't even smile anymore. You having a conversation. Oh, well, that was so funny, Suki. Right? That's ridiculous. I'm not mad if people don't understand man-made radiation. It takes time and effort to actually get down into the details and string apart. I mean, they got so many different words explaining the different aspects of it. Grays, sieverts, counts per minute, Curies, Becquerels. It's wild. And I'm slowly getting to understand each and every single different description. That takes time. But being pro-black, you don't just ignore it because it's interrupting your monetary flow, your reputational flow. No, you sit back and you say, well, let me find out, especially if you flatter yourself as intelligent, as not simply another form of a surface thinker. I mean, Mr. Johnson. Okay? You do some research. You don't sit back and you can tell that this woman is out of her mind. Why would you even have photos with her? You should be running the other way. Right? And so that's all I'm like, are you serious? They're shipping radiation in the food directly to us. And you know they making a beeline for the same community Sukihana used to live in and still lives in. All right? I'm not saying she lives in the hood anymore. And that's a stupid thing on her part. But these McMansion just got their Negroes with their money? What you think the CMOS is for? Why you think LeBron James' son had a freaking heart attack and Stephen A. Smith, you're such an idiot, had the nerve to say it was an anomaly? Are you what? I could run through hundreds and hundreds of young folk gone from heart attacks. Parent Heart Watch. This is only page 68. Look at the date, 2018. It's long before all this stuff that everybody's saying, oh, the pokey. No, right? I was cataloging these unusual death of our youths. I still have the videos long before anything that they're now deliberately set up so that we attribute it to that. No, it's not. You could just, it was just crazy. I even highlighted this channel at a certain point in time because there were so many of this was a young black boy who were just dying on the athletic field. And I explain the science of it, the anatomy, the biology of it, what radiation does in your body. Cesium-137 mimics potassium. Your heart muscle draws potassium up at a double-digit higher percentage than any other organ in your body. And thereby, if you are eating, and most of our children are eating these crappy American-style diets, they're going to be sucking up that radioactive potassium, cesium-137, having heart attacks like this website proves long before anything else was afflicting us, okay? So this is a site that only came out after Fukushima, but you got to be paying attention. Fools like Sukihana, and I am not mad at surface thinkers. It's simply a feature of humanity. But when you have idiots in charge, like the devils who are just well-dressed barbarians, and they discriminate against us relentlessly, you're going to have desperate black surface thinking women like a Sukihana, rarely, but she's going to talk more of them into thinking this is some sort of career move, who are going to do whatever it takes to please them in order to get a bit of coin and their extended beyond 15 minutes fame. And the well-dressed barbarians are going to use them for distractions so we do not think we're in hell itself and we best build heaven right where we stand. I thank you, Brother O, and there were 3 other beautiful people who just recently put in a soap order. I am so blessed. I had no idea that all you had to do was just make an honest soap and it would actually clean you better than all this crap that these huge companies manufacture for us, so that they as soon as I'm theorizing that when something works, that's when they say, oh no, that's a fail. That's a fail. That won't make us any money. We need to put caustic ingredients in there so that we can destroy people's skin. And then they'll have to go out and get our lotions, which have alcohol in them too, which also destroy. But this way we can make them keep coming back. And all it is that they have been surface indoctrinated into just thinking that we got the best stuff in the world because we own the media. We own the media and we tell them that and they're going to believe it. No. I see the everybody who's getting this soap is just like, wow, this stuff is amazing. Right? I knew I wanted to make good soap, but I think that's the only difference is that once it works, I'm done. It's amazing. That's good enough. I don't need to hurt your skin, right? But I need you to find out for yourself. Not all of us out here are phony, all right? Some of us mean what we do because we can think well enough to know without you, there is no me. Straight black family pride, and we are forever. Peace and blessings.